Welcome back to Tales from the PowerAge. Right, we're going to do something really different today, and we don't normally do this. This is a special tour talk, and we're going to do this in conjunction with St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th, and we are showcasing a new band that we've only really discovered actually over the last couple of months. So they're called Dea Matrona. They're from Belfast in Northern Ireland, and they are fantastic. So a bit of backstory to this. I went to see Chris Barris in Dover, and with my better half, who's also she's from Belfast. So we had no idea about Dea Matrona, didn't know who they were. We got pretty close to the front. I could see the drum kit there, and on the bass drum had Dea Matrona. I thought, oh gosh, who are these? As you quite often do with a support band. And out they came, and within 2 songs, I was texting the rest of the boys on this call this morning. So hi guys, again, good to see you all.
Oh yeah.
Texting these guys going, oh my God, you need to go to the Chris Barris show. This support band are absolutely awesome. And they are absolutely fantastic. So of course, bit of a thirst to go and find out a bit more about them when we got back. So we were looking at YouTube and finding out a little bit more about them. I've got a good few friends in Northern Ireland as well who know a lot about these guys because they've been busking in Belfast for some time. They do some cool stuff in the gig. They swap the bass and the lead guitar over. So the main 2 incumbents are Molly and Orla, who are in the picture there, and look how young they look with Robert Plant as well. The younger sister used to be in the band, who has now moved on to study, I believe. So again, if you want to give any other comments or give us a bit of an update around these guys, please like, share, comment, get involved. So, completely blew me away. Both Jamie and Gaps had already lined up to go and see the Chris Barris show. I think you guys were seeing him in MK, weren't you?
Yeah. They were our local independent venue, and we'd already lined up. We were thinking, shall we not? And we thought, yes, let's go. Taking Chris Barris. To set the context, Dill literally was messaging us while Dea Matrona were on stage saying, hey, you've got to see these guys. He'd sent us a video, I think, before they'd finished their set. We'd received one in our phones. We're thinking, oh yeah, okay, Dill's seeing a band that's okay. But yeah, we piled along to the Crawford Arms, didn't we, Gaps? And was it a sellout? It was virtually sold out, wasn't it?
It was virtually sold out, yeah. It was about,
and again, we were right down there. We were right down the front. I think the thing that happens when they first walked out, they're pretty young. They're 20, 21, are they 21, 22, that sort of age?
Yeah, that sort of age, yeah.
The 2 girls, and they start off, and there's a proper vibe. There was a real vibe to them, a real confidence that in hindsight, now we know they've been busking the streets of Belfast. They've learnt their trade, haven't they? They've come on. As musicians, I thought they were fantastic. And as Dill just commented there, the first song, I mean, Molly started off on lead guitar, and I thought, oh, she's the front lady. She's the main person. And Orla was on the bass, and then they took their guitars off at the end of the first song, swapped over. Orla went on to lead guitar. Molly took up the bass, and off they went. And suddenly, Orla was the main. I mean, it was a real 50-50 split, I thought, as the gig progressed. And I thought there was a real. They were so together that you could see them as best mates, in my opinion. Don't know what you thought, Gaps.
I thought exactly the same, but the thing that most impressed me with the 2 girls, probably 2 of the best voices I'd ever heard live in concert. The harmonies were just absolutely out of this world. They're so
I love the harmonies.
Absolutely brilliant. The Milton Keynes gig was great, but we decided that we were going to go and see Chris Barris again. Was it a week later or 2 weeks later? I can't remember.
It was for the last
day of the tour at the Garage in London, and Dea Matrona, well, obviously we knew them by then, and we were down the front, and they actually did a longer set the second time. They played more songs, and it was very, very good indeed. This is why we're doing this today, because they're so good.
Yeah, and we like to try and stay and try and support the rock scene as well. You know, there are lots of bands evolving. I think one of the things that they say on Planet Rock quite a bit is, make sure you go and see the old bands that are still around, because they're not going to be around much longer. But this really gives you hope in terms of new bands coming through and actually got a really good vibe about them, and they write good songs, right? So I think they're fantastic.
For me, I mean, just another point. Sorry, when we were Dill, Gappy, and myself, we went along to this one, and when we got over, we thought we've got to be in there early. Doors are 6:30. We were there at 6:30. We left.
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
We left the pub. We left the pub. We were having a great time. Good catch up. Let's get over there. 6:30 doors. We're queuing up to get in. Oh, okay, this is fine. And the next guy, the guy behind us, it said, "Hey, is this the queue for the gig?" Dill, I'll let you tell this bit.
Yeah, so we left the pub, and of course we're good, wholesome lads, and we haven't been in the pub that long, really. Well, a few hours.
A couple of hours.
Anyway, we got in the queue, and again, to put that in context, to be in the queue to get into the garage in London so early is unusual for this type of gig, right? So there's lots of people queuing to get in. This guy said, "Oh, is this the queue to get?" Oh, he said, and we got into a conversation with him, and he'd flown all the way from Reykjavik in Iceland to come and see Dea Matrona. So we're like thinking, "Wow, this is really unusual." And trust me, it is unusual. Now, one of the things we're going to talk about, we've got a sister channel. Some of you may have seen it. It's called Dill's Rock Channel, where we show and upload the videos from the gigs that we go to and been to. Look, this is from a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and it gives you an indication of how much thirst and hunger there is for this band right now. So I think that one at the top that had 50.4k views in 28 days is up to nearly 72,000 now in 28 days. I mean, it's just incredible the amount of likes that these guys are getting, the amount of attention, the amount of comments.
We're getting some great comments, aren't we, on these? They're just brilliant.
Yeah, I even had a comment from a Grammy Award-winning producer.
That's amazing.
Made my life. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? So from seeing these guys in January, never heard of them, to uploading a couple of videos, and I upload loads of videos. So I think, that if you get onto the channel, have a look. There's some really cool stuff on there, right? But these guys have just gone, well, for my channel, they've gone viral. So they've been absolutely brilliant. So
Definitely viral.
An indication of how popular potentially they will be. I can see these guys playing some of the bigger festivals and getting onto some really big tours and playing some massive arenas. These guys are going to be big, trust me. And that
be big.
A couple of points I just wanted to make, if that's okay. Yeah. Firstly, the guy from Reykjavik, he may be watching this because I know he watches a lot of YouTube. So if you are watching this, hi, please comment below. It was great to meet you. When we asked him back what he thought of Chris Barris, he said, "I'm sorry, I've never really heard of him. I'm here for the girls." I was like, okay. Firstly, hello to him. Secondly, just to pick up, you're saying about the songs. They do covers and they bust covers, and they did some covers when we saw them live. But for me, the importance now it's going to be the transition where they're actually taking it forward with their own stuff. And from the EPs, which I think we'll see in a minute, from the EPs, the records they've already released, the songs they've already released of their own, are really, really strong. They've got a vibe. They've got a retro vibe, if you want to call it, as have what they wear. These aren't modern rock girls that have perhaps bought a Ramones t-shirt or a Metallica t-shirt, dare I say, from local high street stores. They're wearing the crushed velvet and the double denim and all these sorts of words that I know very little about. But they look very, very cool, and they've got this really strong vibe of what they're wearing. They've got a real Itaka, great pick. They've got their own identity.
One in the middle.
But I think the music, the songs they've got cover a few different angles as well. They did a folky song, "Glory, Glory," which is really, really good. Alongside a Simon and Garfunkel cover. For my money, it stood up really well against that.
Oh, it's a very good version of that.
Yeah,
that's lovely. That is, yeah.
Really good original tunes in my mind.
So they're going to have to get to a point when they release their album. So this is the bit now. I think they're being clearly looked after in terms of those gigs. Look, it was a great tour for them to do, Chris Barrett's tour, by the way. I think it worked really well for them. The tour was pretty much sold out on every day. Huge shout out to Chris Barrett as well, because that show was fantastic. Did a brilliant job. His band's superb.
Brilliant.
But I think it's just these guys are. I think these guys are going to just really stand out and be big. Just back to the merch stand, Gav, if that's all right. If you can see we've all maybe had a bit of a catch up with the guys and had a chat. That's my youngest there with Molly. She absolutely loves them, and I think that's testament as well to their appeal, because they actually appeal to a younger audience, right? So the clubs that we've been going to and the clubs that will see them over the next couple of months doesn't let younger kids in, but the kids are going to be really interested in this. So she's been showing and sharing with all her friends, and they think they're brilliant, right? So I think they've got legs, so to speak, in terms of taking this forward. So and they're nice. They're really great guys as well, aren't they? Really, really good guys. So.
Yeah, Orla was fantastic when we met her to come out and do that photo with us. I don't think she did another photo with anyone else.
I'm not surprised after that.
She was very, very kind.
I think Mr. Jamo was quite pushy to get her to come out and do the photo with us.
No, I said if she wouldn't mind, if she was fine. That's no problem.
She was absolutely fine with it. It was brilliant.
She was brilliant. She was very kind.
So should we go to nip on to the next slide, Gavin? There's a couple of set lists. I think one of those is yours, Jam, isn't it? It
definitely is. Yeah, mine's the very, very knackered looking one on the left there. Yeah. Had to make its way over me. Yeah, I got it signed, so that's really again kind because Ola was out first and Molly came out later, so they looked after that while Chris Barris was on, and really obliging because that's the sort of thing you want. You're a support band. They're really great. They've got a lot going on. They take the time to sign your set list, which is brilliant.
Brilliant. And the other one's from Tunbridge Wells, I believe, and I've also got an identical set list with slightly different writing on. I think Molly's written on the other one from Dover, and you can see in the middle there's a bunch of Dea Matrona plectrums. In with some of the giants, AC/DC, Wasp, Metallica, Foo Fighters, and there's even a World Gone Crazy pick in there as well. So that's especially for Gavin. I didn't do that purposely, but there you go. There's a few Kiss ones in there too. So do you want to go on to the EPs, Gav? Gaps, probably go to you because I know you've got some of these.
Yeah, well, I bought both of them at the second gig, and I got that one there, and it's got Orla's signature on it. She was who I met there. I didn't actually meet Molly because she was a bit shyer than Orla, so didn't get that one. Didn't get a signature, but I bought a signed copy of the previous one, which has got both the signatures on. And we managed to get them home safely, just about. I think Stuart might go on to, or Jamo as we call him, might go on to talk about how they nearly didn't get home with us.
Well, no, you made me. Yeah, I was looking after the said records, and I had an accident on the escalator because that London town malarkey, it can be so dangerous. You have to be careful on the escalators going up because at the end you have to. Anyway, it was
It's a mean city.
You failed to get off, didn't you?
I remember laying on the floor, laughing my head off. All I could hear was you complaining about your records. You've broken my records. I'm saying, chill out, man. Just there's your records. They're fine. Little crease on the corner, isn't there? They're fine.
Yeah, it's nothing, mate. It's absolutely fine.
Great night.
Absolutely
great. So look, we've got some, and they're great. The Stamp on It tune is fantastic. So if you listen to some of the earlier stuff, you can see how they're progressing and getting their own sound. I think probably the best thing to say about how they're progressing. But yeah, if you get an opportunity to get these, I think you can buy them online through these guys. Yeah, just get hold of these now because when they release their album, these will be like
Rocking Horse.
Yeah, they will.
Gold Dust.
Yes, Gold Dust.
Hen's Teeth.
That's it.
I was trying to think of something that's appropriate to say.
So was I. Failed.
So we've managed to rope Gavin to come in to see them on the tour. They're also supporting Chris Shiflett, who he's doing a few gigs around the UK. This is a great tour for them to be on, by the way. And fortunately, I managed to snag a ticket within 30 seconds of it going on sale, which was just as well because I think
for those who may not be aware of who Chris Shiflett is. Yeah,
he's the guitarist from the Foo Fighters. So he's the lead guitarist from the Foo Fighters. So I'm sure you all know that. But yeah, great. This is a great little tour for them to be on. And it will give them eyes to maybe a different crowd and a different set of a different audience. And they'll all be, every show sold out. I mean, what more can you want? Trust me, they're going to blow that audience away. These guys are going to smash it. And then we've managed to rope Gavin along to come and see him in London as well at the Black Heart, which fortunately is still standing after a couple of near misses over the last couple of years. So it's good to see that that venue's still there in good old Camden Town.
Tiny little venue as well. Only 150 in it, Jammer?
Yeah, basically.
Like that, yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah, it's 150 people, It's all
And that will
rubbish.
be packed. There will be 150 in there to see them because it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I don't think my prediction is you'll never see him in a venue that small again in London after that gig.
No, definitely not.
100%.
Okay, cool. So there you go. There's Dea Matrona. That's the tip from the top. As always, you can find us on Facebook, online as well if you want to check out our website. We do have some merchandise. Some of the guys have got the merch on today. I don't know if you want to just show us the quality. I went a little bit off piste. I thought I'd try something with it on the back.
Different, yeah.
Quite well. So, if you wanted just one on the back, you can do that too if you're that way inclined. But doesn't really work if you've got it on wrong way around. Anyway, look, I hope you've enjoyed that. Check them out. As I've said, it's on Dill's Rock channel. So there's a full set on there from the garage. There's a couple of tracks that I uploaded from Tunbridge Wells. That's it for today. Now, apparently, I'm on Antiques Roadshow tonight, so we need to close this one down because I need to get in and watch it. So have a great...
It's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Cheers later. Bye-bye.